Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the assumptions tag, and the reason that I wanted to do this, I kind of toyed around with it, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I was a little bit worried because I saw a lot of assumptions on other people's videos that were not so nice, and I thought, wow, you know, you have this perception of yourself, but what do other people really assume about you, or what do they think about you based on what you put out there? I have to say, you guys were so nice to me, and I'm really appreciative of that. There was a couple that are, I don't know, maybe a little bit, you know, risque, but other than that, I feel like everything was just super nice. I want to do this video because I thought, if you don't follow me on Snapchat, if you don't follow me on Instagram stories, you probably think that I'm a little bit cold, I'm serious, I could be shy, all these different things. So I thought, you know what, let me do the assumptions tag, because if you have any of those feelings, I want to kind of explain myself to you guys. And I feel like on YouTube I get so like kind of wrapped up in the makeup that I kind of forget to show my personality. It's something that I want to work on this year. So I just want to do the assumptions tag because there's some things about me that maybe you don't know, and I wanted to kind of explain it to you guys so you can get to know me better, because I know I am aware of the way that I present myself on YouTube, and I'm going to kind of explain that moving forward. So if you want to know what people assumed about me, I mean, some of them were a little saucy, but I'm totally open and I'm okay with talking about stuff. So if you want to know what people assumed about me, or maybe you assume something about me and you want to know kind of my thoughts on it, if I think that maybe it's true and I don't like to admit it maybe, or if it's something where I'm like, no, that's totally off base, then let's go ahead and get into what you guys assumed about me. The first assumption that I wanted to talk about is if I'm an only child. So I only got this assumption once, which I was kind of surprised by. I don't really talk about my sister a lot, but I do have a sister. She's 4 years older than me. One thing that is a little bit different about my sister is that she actually is legally blind. I never speak about it. It's kind of just been my life. When she was about 7 years old, she could not see the chalkboard in school. She kind of told my parents, they got her glasses. They tried different glasses, nothing was helping, and then she eventually went to Children's Hospital and they did testing, like so much testing. I remember her really hating it, but obviously I was younger, so I was there and I saw kind of what she went through. She's never been able to drive, but she has, you know, a master's degree, a husband, kids, a full-time job, so I'm really proud of her. We're just very different. I love makeup, she doesn't wear makeup. You know, I'm really girly, she was really into, you know, kind of school and books, and she was more of just like the tame sister, let's say that, which I'll talk about as we go forward. Some of these questions you guys asked me about high school and things like that. So it's really strange to me, and I think the reason I don't show her a lot or I don't talk about her a lot is because we live on other sides, like separate sides of town, and one thing that's really tough is that she can't drive. She's never been able to drive, so she can't just pop over to my house at any time, so I have to kind of go over there, and it's just a little bit difficult to see each other. She's got 2 kids, she works full-time, so I do have a sister. We are very different. I love her so much, but we're just so different that maybe that's one reason that she doesn't show up on my channel a lot, or we don't talk about it a lot, because we just have different interests, but alas, I do have a sister. I am not a single child. So the next one is really true. It says, you're fiercely loyal to your friends and family. So here's something about me. I am fiercely loyal, but almost to a fault. And I'm wondering if that's like a characteristic of a Cancer. I am a Cancer. I, in the past, have been known to be so loyal to somebody that if I don't feel like I'm getting that loyalty back, then I feel hurt and I get, you know, angry. So that's one thing that I've worked on as I've gotten older, is just realizing that just because I feel this super fierce like loyalty to somebody, it doesn't mean that they have to feel that crazy like I do. So yes, I am fiercely loyal to my family and friends. I don't like to have a lot of people around me, and the people that I do have around me, like my family and Ian, and a couple of my friends that I've met on YouTube, actually, it's like, yeah, I am fiercely loyal to them, and if anybody kind of comes for them, it's a problem for me. But I really need to work on the fact that just because I am crazy loyal doesn't mean that somebody that doesn't kind of reciprocate exactly what I do doesn't mean they don't care. It just means that maybe I'm a little over the top. So the next one I thought was interesting, I got only once again, is that they think that I'm a conservative person. Actually, I would say I'm completely opposite. I don't know if they meant like politics. I'm not gonna go into politics really, but like I'm a very relaxed person. I really don't judge people. Like if somebody wants to, like the Kardashians want to walk with their like, you know, TNA out, it's like, do you, girl? Like just because that's not my, you know, jam, I'm not conservative in that sense. I feel like you can do whatever you want. to me, it comes down to if you're not hurting people, then I'm okay with it. So whatever, if people want to, you know, swear, I'm known to swear. If they want to, you know, party hard or they want to show their body or whatever it is, I'm totally fine with it as long as they're not hurting people. So I would say that I am not a conservative person. I'm more of kind of like a relaxed person. One that was super lighthearted and I was like, what is that? It said you would choose regular fries over poutine. I literally was like, what's poutine? And Ian came home and I go, do you know what poutine is? And he goes, no. And we Googled it. Apparently it's like the French fries with gravy on them. That's gonna be a no for me. I don't know if it's because of where I live, but that's like not really a thing here. So yes, I definitely would choose regular fries over that. One of the assumptions that I got more than any other, there was a few, but I'm gonna touch on one of them, is that basically I don't like big gatherings, or I like to be just around my friends and family. I am a homebody, things like that, kind of where I don't like to hang out with like a bunch of different people, and I like to be around my family. So here's the long and short answer of it. I love to be with the people that make me feel comfortable, and that is a very small circle. I just feel this comfortability with Ian and like my mom and my dad, and like I said, a couple of my friends. I don't like to be around a ton of different people because I am very much a loner, and I'm okay with being alone. So I can be alone for 3 or 4 days. Like if Ian's out of town doing whatever, like playing softball or he's got work or something, I'm fine being alone. I'm not the type of person that's like, when are you coming home? Like, I don't need to have like my family over. Like I can entertain myself, and I'm quite picky with who I get close to because I feel like people typically let you down. So maybe that's me being guarded, and it's like, if you don't show me, maybe that goes back to that loyalty thing. Like if you don't show me that you care about me, like I don't have time to like invest my time with you. And if you have drama, I'm not investing my time with you, especially now being older. So I definitely am a homebody, but I will say on the flip side, I like to go out and have a good time like randomly. So as I get older, it's not as often, but when I go out, I like to go out. I like to drink, I like to party, I like to have like an epic night. And yes, I feel most comfortable around my family, and I don't keep a lot of people around me. I got a lot of that they just think that I would be fun to hang around with, or Ian. I'm assuming those are people from Snapchat because yeah, I would say we were a pretty good time. We went to the Too Faced party in LA, and I met my friend Laura for the first time in person. She's a YouTuber, and I'm telling you, like we partied all night. Like the next day at the airport, she was in the stalls at the airport puking, texting me. It was LAX. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm in terminal, whatever. She's like, I'm dying, I'm in the bathroom. Like we were laughing our asses off. So as I said before, I like to go out hard when I go out, and I like to have like a good time. I'm not really like a chill, let's sit and drink beer. I cannot stomach beer. I'm a liquor girl, so I'm either 0 or 100. So when Ian and I do go out, we like to turn up. So yeah, I would say that we're fun to hang out with. Like if you want to go out and have a good time, Ian and I are probably like a good pair to go with. Got a lot of people that said that they think I'd be super nice, and I would say yes. I mean, who's gonna say like, no, I'm not a nice person? I'm one of those people that I cannot stand people that kind of give little jab like remarks or make awkward tension, people that are mean to waiters, people that are mean to customer service, like checking them out somewhere. So I'm one of those people that like I will avoid that at all costs, because like why would you want to hurt somebody or like make them feel uncomfortable for no reason? So yes, I would say overall like I'm a nice person. I don't know. I pride myself on just treating people how I'd like to be treated. So the next one I got a few times, and I was like, damn, you guys know me. It says super chill, but you will pop off if you need to. Lots of patience, but only to a certain point. When you get to that point, all hell breaks loose. I kind of got it in different ways, and absolutely. I'm one of those people that I give and give and give and give, and I feel like I, again, will avoid situations like hurting a waiter's feelings or making somebody uncomfortable just in everyday life. But if you push me and you mess with me, like I'm done. I will go off, and then I will cut you out. You do not exist to me. Like I'm not one of those people that gives like a bunch of chances. If you push me to the edge, we're done, and you'll know it. So yes, I can be very aggressive or assertive, but it has to be like a huge situation. I would say it happens like once a year, maybe once every couple years. I really cannot remember the last time like I really had to put it on someone, but I will if I have to, but I just don't want to get to that point. So again, surrounding myself with people that I care about that aren't asshats kind of avoids that. All right, the next assumption is that I'm probably an awesome friend. I did get this quite a bit. And I have to be quite honest, is I would like to think that I'm a good friend, but I do know my shortcomings, and I know that I love being alone, and I'm one of those like introverts where it's like you have to drag me out of the house. I'm not always like ready to party, ready to be there, loving to like go to lunch and, you know, do my nails with my friends and stuff like that. Again, I'm like a loner, so I can see how I could be a difficult friend in the sense that I'm not the one that's always up for everything, and I'm not the one that wants to go to every little event together. I am kept to myself. So in terms of being a friend, like if you need me, like if you're having a hard day, something's going on with your family, things like that, I would like to think that I'm a really good friend. But as I get older, I like to stay, you know, with my family and Ian. Someone said, you have permanent resting bitch face with a laughing emoji. Yes, girl, I probably do. The only time that I don't is probably when I'm with Ian. He just makes me laugh. Literally, like I could look at him and bust out laughing. It doesn't help that he has a mullet right now, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, most of the time I probably do. I also got this a lot. You are super shy, quiet in real life. Love you, girl. I love you too. And no, I would not say that I am. I kind of come off like so uptight on my channel, and I don't know if it's because technically this is my job, so I feel a duty to really like talk about the makeup and really kind of give my thoughts, and I feel like, am I in focus? Is my mic on? Do I look cool? Do I look like a fat ass? Like, is my double chin peeking out? Like, oh my god, I have a breakout. You know what I mean? Like all the things that you go through as a YouTuber, because you know, you're putting this out on the internet. People are gonna call you out. People are gonna be like, you look like shit, or you've gained weight, or you're fat, or all these things. Sometimes I think it gets in my head, and you know, I really thrive off other people. I have a very sarcastic sense of humor. I truly strike up conversations with people at the grocery store, at concerts. I have no problem going up to people. So yeah, I would say that I'm not shy. I don't know why I come across that way on my channel, but I'm not a shy person. I'm pretty outgoing once I get somewhere, but I get in my head and I get stressed out, which is like my anxiety and stuff before I actually go. But once I'm like at an event or at a wedding or a concert, I'm pretty outgoing. Someone else said that me and Ian never fight. Now, I will say that we don't fight often. We really more so just kind of get annoyed with each other, which I think that's just marriage. It could be like, ugh, you left your like boxers on the floor for the 87th time, or like, Stephanie, your makeup is all over the effing house. Like, can you clean this shit up? Or like, oh my gosh, have you let the dogs out? Like, it's more of like, I'm lazy, so you do the chores. And then I'm like, no, I'm lazy, so you do the chores. And we just kind of like get annoyed with each other occasionally, but it's really like if I get pissed off, like, or Ian doesn't get pissed off a lot. I guess I could get like bitchy if I'm like PMSing or something, and I'll just be like, I'm over you, like I need to be over you, and I'll like go in another room, and then within 30 minutes he like comes in the room and we start laughing and wrestling. So really, in terms of like fighting, we don't fight. I mean, we bicker as a normal couple, but really not that often because we just joke a lot. I got another thing that said you're 100% real and honest on YouTube, and what you see really is what you get. So here's the thing, I absolutely am 100% honest and real in here, which is why I do not put on a show. I am not screaming, I'm not smiling from ear to ear, faking it, because I am just being how I would be if I was talking about makeup. But I don't necessarily know if what you see is what you get in terms of me as a person. This is like the work, Stephanie. This is my job. I'm really into the makeup, and I really am trying to give you reviews so that you know what to spend your money on. I'm not an entertainer, and I'm not an actress. I don't turn the camera on and flip a switch and just like throw brushes around to be funny. To me, makeup is just something that I enjoy, and when I'm getting ready, you know, I might have music on or something like that, but I'm not like screeching. And I know some people are so entertaining, and I wish I could be that, but when I'm alone in a room and I'm filming, this is my job. So I think I am a little too serious, but I can't put it on. This is who I am. But if you were to meet me outside of YouTube, you would probably be surprised at how I am. Now, my friends that I've met through YouTube would say like, you're outgoing, like you're sarcastic, you joke a lot, you laugh a lot. I do, but when it's warranted, and when I'm sitting here looking at myself in the viewfinder and I'm like, okay, I gotta hit this, I gotta go over this, I gotta make a thumbnail, I gotta do this, it's just my job. So I think I focus a little bit too much on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm honest, and this is who I am. Obviously, you know, I know that I don't have the best, you know, views, or I'm not growing rapidly, and I know it's because I'm not super funny and I'm not the jokester. You know, I am who I am, and some people probably find me super boring and super straightforward, and I agree agree that I do come off that way. I am well aware, but I'm just not willing to fake it. So if you want to see more of my personality and you think like, wow, she's so serious, I'm really not, you guys. Just watch my Instagram stories or my Snapchat, and hopefully I can meet you guys someday in person. I think you'll have a totally different vibe. In that same kind of realm, I got two opposite like assumptions. So one of them was the negative one. It said you're afraid of losing sponsorships, so you don't tell when a product is shitty. I think if you guys watch my channel, you know that's not true. I am very honest. Usually when I do like a full face of first impressions, I feel like I usually, you know, I'm like, oh, this is good, or I'm like, I don't like this. I can think of off the top of my head like 5 products that I absolutely did not like that were PR, maybe even more, and I will tell you if I don't like it. So I may not get the big deals with the big brands, but I am not willing to kiss ass to any brand. If you've noticed on my channel, I love all different brands. I buy all different brands, whether it's PR or I buy it. I am honest and I'm like, I don't think this is worth it. Don't waste your money. And I see a lot of YouTubers, and I'm just gonna say this, that only use like 4 or 5 different brands, and it's like the brands that have sponsored them or that they wanna get a sponsor or they wanna go on a trip. I would love to go on a trip. I would love to be sponsored by big brands, but not at the cost of faking it. So no, I'm not afraid of losing sponsorships, and I will tell you when a product is shitty. Got quite a few assumptions about my bulldogs. Obviously, I love my babies so much. You love your dogs more than anything in the world, but then I also got you don't want kids. And I only got that, I think, once or twice. You know what? I'm undecided at this point. I am 30 years old, and I feel like if I don't have an itch by the time I'm 35, then maybe it's just not in the cards for us. You know, if I told Ian today I want to get pregnant, I want to have a baby, he would say, let's start trying. Truly, he would. We've talked about this. I'd be the one that would be home with the baby, you know, because Ian works 9 to 5. He works a normal job. I would be having to juggle the baby and work. I would have to go through the pregnancy. All those things are not something that I want. I don't want a baby right now. My dogs are my babies. So I don't know. I'm hoping, because when I think about my life going forward, I really do want to have a kid, and I know Ian does as well. But I'm just not there yet. Now, my mom had me when she was 34, so I'm like, you know what? I still have time, and I don't want to feel like pressured, and I'm not going to have a baby just because of, you know, outside pressures. I will have a baby the day that I wake up and I want a baby. So this assumption was kind of feisty. Your husband does everything around the house and you do nothing. I told Ian, and we kind of chuckled, and Ian's like, yep. And I'm like, all right, no. So here's the thing. He does dishes and he does the trash. He does help me get rid of the boxes for PR. In terms of like everyday things, I'm very much the mother to our dogs. So it's like giving them the medicine, feeding them, filling the water bowl. I'll be like, did you give them their medicine? No. Did you feed them? You know, I order the dog food. So he's very much kind of like the kitchen living room cleaner, whereas I'm like the bathroom, the bedrooms, the laundry. I do that kind of stuff. So, you know, like the bathrooms, he like doesn't understand the concept of like cleaning a toilet. So I do that. So we have our own little kind of tasks that we do. I would say in the beginning of our relationship, I used to do like all of his laundry, fold it and everything. I used to do so much stuff, and I started getting like annoyed because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not your mother, and we both kind of pay the bills. I mean, we both meet in the middle. Neither of us is like taking care of one another. So I think that's how housework has become. So I've kind of laid off, and it's like we kind of do our own thing. And then a lot of times we do clean together. But to answer your question, no, he doesn't do everything. He does a good job, but he doesn't do everything. The next one said your childhood was traumatic and that's why you don't show your feelings. And they said theirs was, which I want to say, like, if you've gone through traumatic experiences in the past, they can be super damaging. And I feel for you. Seriously, I do. I have to say that I did not have a traumatic childhood. I think I had a normal childhood. Both of my parents were middle class. They both worked 9 to 5s. I had my sister, as I said, she had some, you know, challenges. She had a disability. But I mean, other than that, no, I feel like I had a normal childhood. I did always kind of feel like maybe I didn't fit in with the clique. Someone else asked if I was popular in high school, and I would say, yeah, I was in the popular clique. I was a cheerleader, you know, I dated the football star, and I had a great childhood, but I always wanted to get out. I grew up in a small town and I couldn't wait. I graduated high school early and I started working immediately. So I just was like, get me out of this small town. I didn't feel like I belonged. I hung out with the cool people and we got along, but I felt on the outs. I always felt like I needed to kind of move on and get away. So I didn't have tough childhood. I remember having, you know, lots of dogs and cats and, you know, really being an animal lover and living in the country and my parents working hard and teaching us to work hard and get an education. And so no, I didn't have a rough childhood. I think, again, it goes back to me not showing my feelings on here. I'm not an overly dramatic person in terms of like screeching and yelling and like being very animated, but I can be if the, you know, occasion is right and if like we're in person and something, you know, really is like, oh my gosh. But other than that, I'm just, honestly, I really am just a relaxed person. This next one says that you are surrounded by beautiful things, but you are still sad a lot. Here's the thing. I don't think that I'm a sad person, but I very much am a realist. I think the glass is half full because I just feel like usually when you think something's gonna go wrong, it does. And I just feel like I can't rely on anyone else. I have to do my own stuff. So I do have struggle with stuff. Like I have depression. I've been treated with medication for years, and I mean like 15 years of my life. I've gone on and off, and I truly will be very sad and I cannot function if I am not medicated by my doctor. So, and I've had the same doctor since I was a child. So maybe my depression is showing, and in the wintertime I do struggle. I do feel very sad because it's so dark and gloomy here, but I wouldn't consider myself a sad person. I do struggle with mental health, which is a chemical imbalance. I can't help it, and I wouldn't say like I'm an overly like bubbly, happy, like life is amazing person. I'm just trying to get through life like the rest of us, and I have my good and bad moments. But you know, another thing that was kind of interesting that I've never, like, I don't like to talk about, I've mentioned it, but you know, sometimes when I appear sad, it's because I'm not happy with myself, my weight, I'm struggling, I don't feel like I can get a grasp on my life. So we all have issues and we go up and down, but I wouldn't say that I'm sad. I'm just trying to get through life like everybody else, and life is tough sometimes. So I got some really nice ones I just wanted to mention, but it was like, you're awesome, that you're the coolest. If you lived in Australia, we would be friends. You're the best dog mom. You'd be cool as fuck to hang out with. No assumptions. I just love you. Keep doing you, girl. Love you, and keep Ian's appearances coming. So honestly, like, you guys are the shit. That's like a lot of these assumptions. So I'm trying to like pick out the, you know, more juicy ones to kind of tell you guys. You guys are just really so sweet. I got so much just like of you're humble and you're nice, and I wish we could be friends in real life, and I wish we could too. Anytime I meet you guys, I would love to meet you guys. If you ever see me, I like, the chances are low because we're in Ohio, but totally come up to me and we'll have a conversation and we'll talk about makeup and all that stuff. One that I saw that I thought was interesting, you feel like your hard work on social media isn't getting the recognition it deserves. And I would say definitely could fall into that trap when you're a YouTuber. You think, you know, why am I not good enough? Why am I not growing like other people? But there's so many things that are out of your control, like the algorithm or people where they live, their connections, you know, if they're shouting each other out. So what I can say is I'm just doing the best that I can. I adore what I have, and I'm just going to, you know, be thankful for that. Keep grinding and keep pushing and keep being me. I know that my personality on camera is holding me back 100%. I'm going to try to work on it in the most organic way. I just can't turn it on. I'm not going to be fake just to get famous. I don't want to be famous. That was another one. They assume that I do this for the love of makeup and my subscribers, not because I want to be famous. Absolutely have no, like, I don't want to be famous. That makes me uncomfortable. It gives me anxiety. Maybe when I was like 18, I would have been like, ooh, that'd be fun. But now that I'm older, I really want to be successful, and I love makeup. So it's like doing something that I'm passionate about is just so fulfilling, and I want it to be more than just selfies on Instagram. To me, that's like kind of part of the gig, but really the best is when you guys are like, hey, I tried that foundation and it has done wonders for my confidence, or hey, I tried that purple shampoo and it has changed my hair and I feel so much more beautiful. Those are the things I'm looking for, and that's what fulfills me in this job. So absolutely do not want to be famous. I want to be successful. I mean, I think everybody does. I want to have my business set, financially successful, be able to support my family, but I have no interest in being like famous and like acting like I'm on yachts drinking champagne. I see a lot of other people doing that, and I'm just like, that's not my gig. But yeah, you can definitely fall into the trap of, hey, like, why am I not being recognized? But I know why I'm not being recognized, because I am not the funniest, and I'm not the prettiest, and I'm not the most talented, but I'm staying in my little lane, and I'm going to continue doing what I love because you guys enjoy it, and we kind of have our own little circle over here. So I have a few more assumptions to go through. It says, Not an assumption, but a question, do you have lip filler? I absolutely do. So I've talked about it a bunch of times, but I do get lip filler quite regularly. I haven't gotten it in like maybe 8 months now, but I built it up over time. Someone else said that you have real anxiety and depression, but you don't talk about it. I do. I feel like it's like depressing to talk about, but I've mentioned it, and unfortunately I do. So I'm just trying to, you know, move through that, but that's absolutely 100% true. This one I thought was interesting. You're actually very sweet even though you come off a bit harsh. And again, it goes back to my YouTube, but I really don't mean to come off harsh. I really feel like I am just a sweet person. I have a lot of empathy for others. I don't want to see anybody else hurting. I don't want to see animals hurting, babies hurting, people being uncomfortable. So me being harsh is probably just because I'm like having a bad hair day, or I'm like, you know, I've got some shit going on, so I don't want to come off that way. But no, I would not say that I'm harsh. Another question I got a couple times was if I had another job or if this was my main income, and yes, full-time YouTuber here, no other jobs. So I also got this, you wear the pants in your relationship, and you are absolutely right. All right guys, I'm gonna end it here because most of the other assumptions are the same, just very sweet, and I don't wanna sit here and like recite all this beautiful, nice assumptions that you guys are saying about me. Just know that I see you guys, I love you guys, I appreciate every comment, like, share, snap, tweet, everything you guys do to engage with me. And I really do care about you guys. I want you guys to get bomb makeup. I want you to get tips, and I want you to get enjoyment just out of watching my channel. Maybe, you know, I help you curl your hair and feel more confident, or maybe you're having a bad day and watching me just let you escape. Whatever that is, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I promise I'm gonna get Ian on this channel. It's going to happen. We're gonna work on it, but first I'm gonna make him cut his mullet. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.